Hey everyone, I'm Richard and welcome to Stuff We Can Do in Excel. What I want to do is do a couple of videos. This video is just going to talk about understanding how dates work in Excel. Then I'm going to do a video for you on how to use the knowledge of what's going on in Excel to extract things like the name of the month and the day of the week and that kind of thing. So let's just get right into it. So I've got some data here, and we've got some dates here in quarters. But mainly I'm going to work with column A over here in my column. And what I want to do first, I want to insert a couple of columns. And I want you to notice something. Column A is currently formatted as a date column. And I know that because if I look at my little formatting box up at the top of the screen, I see that's a date column, right? Now, if I go down to if I go down to my quarter, we will notice that if I go back up to the top, see that's in general, right? That's now a general formatted column. So why do I show you this? Well, I think it's kind of interesting that what's going to happen, and I'll get out of this. What's going to happen, I'll bring up this little box again. When I insert a column between column A and column B, what's going to happen is Excel is going to pick up the formatting directly to of the column directly to the left of where I insert the column. It won't pick up the general formatting of column B. It's going to pick up, watch this, it's going to pick up column B and now has a formatting of date because that's what that's what the formatting was for column A. If I insert another column between C and B, it's going to pick up the date formatting because that's the formatting of column B. So whatever the formatting is in the column directly to the left, that's the formatting for the new column. Now, I'm actually going to change column C to a general format, and I'm going to show you why. I want to know an answer to an interesting question. Let's say that in this column we've got another date. Let's say it makes it May 25th, 2022. Why is it I can simply do a formula where I take that date and subtract March 31st and I get 55? What is that? Well, that's the number of days between March 31st and May 25th. What if I did, let's say this was July 2nd, 2022. I can do the same thing. It should be 2 days, right? And if I do July 2nd minus June 30th, I get 2 days. So why does that work? How does Excel know that the number of days between this is 55 days? Well, let me show you how this works. So I'm going to insert another column, but in front of column A. Now, interestingly, when I do this is nothing to the left of column A. It's going to pick it up as a general format. Okay, and so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to call this column date value, and I'll expand it to make it the right size. And I'm going to copy these dates into this column. Now, when I copy those dates, it's going to actually pick up their formatting, so it's going to copy them in as dates. Okay, we can see that even while the column is formatted as general, those individual cells are formatted as dates. Now, what happens if I change those to a general format? It changes to a number. That number is significant. This is what we call, I'm going to rename this column, this is what we call a serial number in Excel. All dates in Excel have a serial number associated with them. Now, that serial number is the number of days that has occurred since January 1st, the year 1900. Okay, so if I was to put in, let's say I was to say January 2nd, 1900, and well, that's not right. Hold on. Let's put it over here. 1-2-1900, and change that to a general format. Watch what happens. I can pick that up as 2 because that's how many days it passed, right? If I put in January, let's change it to January 3rd. Okay, let's say January 3rd, 1900. 3 days. January 1st, 1901. 367 days. That's kind of weird, right? But the point is that each one of these serial numbers represents I'll get it right in a minute. Each serial number represents a number. And that number is going to be the number of days since January 1st, 1900. Now, how do we use that to our benefit? By the way, I'm going to format this to have, let's see, I'm going to have 0 on there. So let's say that again, I want to know that if that's the serial number for, I'm going to put this in here. If the serial number for March 31st is 44,651, what's the serial number for May 25th? Well, I'll say equals May 25th. I've already got this formatted as general. Oh, it didn't do it, did it? Picked up the date format, so I'll have to change it back to number. So, matter of fact, I'm going to format all these as numbers. So it picked up 44,706, which is, by the way, if I take 44,706 and subtract 44,651, I get 55, because that's the number of days, right? If I go over and I pick up the serial number for July 2nd, that's 44,744, and that should be 44,744 minus 44,742 is, in fact, 2. So while we see a date, Excel is seeing a 5-digit number that relates to the number of days that have happened since the year 1900. Now, if you got dates before 1900, it's going to be hard to use this feature, okay? But it's kind of interesting to see that's how these numbers are working. So we've got serial numbers that are associated with the dates, and that's what Excel is picking up when it's looking at the dates. Excel is looking at the serial number associated with that date, and it allows us to do things like computing the number of days since an order was placed, or computing the number of days between vacations, computing how old I am. So I was born. So let's see. So I was born on October 14th, 1958. And let's say that it's now, what is today? Today is April, April 28th, 2023. And if I put that in there and I subtract those dates, watch what's going to happen. That equals that date minus that date. It's going to tell me I've been on the planet 23,572 days. I've been on the planet quite a while, right? So if I want to know how many days till my next, till my birthday, well, my birthday's on October 14th, 2023, and today's date is April 28th, 2023. And sure enough, there's 169 days till my birthday. So it's very useful. You can use these dates. Once you understand what's going on with the serial numbers, you can use those dates to compute the number of days that you need before something happens.